Next, in preparation for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, it's considering I missed last month, I am compensating with this month by having two Star Wars reviews. Which the first one we're going to be talking about is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, which I just rewatched earlier today. Basically, if you don't know what Rogue One is, it is quite honestly the second paragraph of the opening crawl of A New Hope, where it's basically showing how these rebel soldiers and whatnot. Well, not really rebel soldiers, like this group of people who align towards the rebel allegiance and whatnot. They go to steal the plans for the Death Star, and yeah, that's basically it. I was really fascinated by the concept of this movie, and when I saw it, it really did not disappoint. I thought it was a really good telling of the story. It was sort of like Dunkirk in a way where it doesn't give you a whole lot of character, but it's done so to sort of put you in the situation and whatnot. And the visual spectacle is amazing. And so yeah, I really enjoyed Rogue One. How about you?
Yeah, I thought Rogue One was great. I thought initially when I heard what it was going to be about, I was like, is that a story that we really need to know about? And while the answer at the end of the day will, from me at least, always be no, it's not something that we really need to know about. It's so cool that they did it because they put a lot of stuff lore-wise into the Star Wars movie universe. For example, the character of Krennic, who
Oh,
was the one responsible for creating the Death Star. The only real problem I had with the movie, and even then it's not that big of a problem, I just understand the technology's not there yet, is the uncanny valley effects you really get from Tarkin and Princess Leia. I don't know why they had to CG Princess Leia. I really think they could have just taken footage from Episode 4 and done something that wasn't a CG stand-in for her. Either way, I don't think it was that big of a deal. Like it looks good enough, but when you look at it, you're really going to be able to tell that you're staring at a guy that's wearing a hood made out of green screen, which really kind of surprises me because they use the same technique for Blade Runner 2049 to bring back that
Sean
um,
Young, Rachel.
the Rachel, yeah, Rachel. And I think in Blade Runner 2049, I almost couldn't tell that it was CG. I had to look at some of the behind the scenes stuff to actually find out that it was CG. But the techniques are a little different because they still have. I'm pretty sure they still used Sean Young in the movie.
No, actually, they
Um,
didn't.
they didn't. Okay, then it
No,
must have just been her face.
but like the thing for I think with Blade Runner, actually, funny enough, with Blade Runner 2049, I still have not seen the original Blade Runner. So when so when Rachel walked up on screen, it did not even faze me. I was like, who is that? I mean, I knew it had to be someone important to Deckard, but I was but then
Yeah.
when I found out that that was actually a character from the original movie and that was CG, I was like, what the
Yeah, dude,
fuck?
it's like you can't even really tell. Like it's when I first watched it, I could not tell, but when I watched Rogue One, I could tell. Now, to be fair, I'm
I think
pretty
like
sure
Tarkin had a bigger
2049.
role than Rachel did.
Well, kind of, yeah. Tarkin was he was in A New Hope. He was kind of the guy that was left in charge of the Death Star, so to speak. He blew up Alderaan and all that, and um, you can really kind of tell that it's CG. And I'll give Blade Runner 2049 this. They probably had more time to advance, or I'll give Rogue One this. They probably had enough time or more time to advance technology in shoot what's it in Blade Runner, because Blade Runner came out almost a year after Rogue One, and we'd never really seen something like this before Rogue One, I do believe.
I mean, we
But
have seen a little bit of that. Like they did that with Benjamin Button, and I mean, granted, that looks really weird. I mean, I haven't seen Benjamin Button, but I've seen like the
well,
visual
right,
effects
right now, but I'm
breakdowns.
saying like bringing someone like in Tarkin's case back from the dead, um, just completely reconstructing their face out of CG. I like I said, you can tell, but it's not bad enough to the point where it really takes anything away from the movie. I think the characters in the movie, while not very deep, they are interesting enough and they're consistent. They
Yeah.
don't really, go against their own established, morals and ways of thinking within the movie, which I think is good because it makes them feel more alive, which they didn't really have to do since like these characters are only going to be here for this movie. But they're all great. I think that everyone that was involved did a great job. I really enjoyed the blind
Oh,
guy.
Donnie
Who
Yen's
was,
character.
yeah. He was incredible.
Oh my god, I forgot how much I loved Donnie Yen's character. Like, he was so cool. Like, I mean, like Donnie. Okay, first getting Donnie Yen for a Star Wars movie. He's
That
like,
was a great decision. That
yeah,
was a
like,
great decision.
I don't know that much about Donnie Yen, but isn't he like one of China's like biggest stars or
Yeah,
what?
he's okay. So he has a series of movies called Ip Man. He's like a modern day Bruce Lee.
Wait a minute. Didn't he do an Ip Man movie with Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, because like
He-
oh, you were saying?
he is like a master of martial arts. For me, he's up there with like the greats like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. He really puts like he really makes the whole martial arts things look awesome, and he's really good at what he does. And I think that they really took advantage of that in this movie, giving his character a few cool scenes of hand to hand stuff and making him fight like with a stick in his fists in the force. I think that was really awesome, and I really liked the sort of dynamic between him and his bounty hunter friend.
Oh yeah, that was great, and especially when it comes to the action scenes and whatnot with Donnie Yen, like it's so cool. Like even when you're watching it, it's like, oh wait, that's not a stunt double. That's actually Donnie Yen doing all that shit. It's nuts. I could like if Disney Plus were to do like if they were to do like a prequel series with Donnie Yen and his bounty hunter friend, I would so watch that. Like
Too,
yeah, and another.
especially because like I didn't really care for the prequel movies. I hope they make new ones, but that's besides the point.
Oh, but like, yeah, I really liked Donnie Yen's character. I also really liked K2SO, voiced by
Yeah,
Alan Tudyk.
yeah. Alan Turing. Yeah, that was
Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, sorry, Turing. But yeah, it was K2SO was one of the funniest characters in the whole movie. Donnie Yen provided his own form of comic relief too. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah. Sort of
Like
like when,
K2SO, yeah, like when he was getting kidnapped.
like,
And
are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Yeah, I'm blind. But yeah, K2SO was hilarious throughout almost the whole movie. Do not resist. We're rescuing you or whatever. He also when they were gonna go into the city and Galen Urso was like, I don't want you to be standing near you in that city because I might get shot. And he was like, oh, it doesn't sound so bad to me.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. He did a great job. I also thoroughly enjoyed seeing Saw Gerrera, the actor. My gosh.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker, yeah, Forrest Whitaker in this movie. I think he did an amazing job of playing Saw Gerrera, who is a guy that I actually knew about before watching the movie because of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars animated series on Cartoon Network and Netflix. Saw Gerrera was actually in that.
Did he actually have that voice?
No, I do not believe he was voiced by Forrest Whitaker, and he didn't sound like that. But the thing is like you have to understand that the Clone Wars, in relation to the Battle of Yavin, which is like about the year that the 4, 5, and 6 take place, including Rogue One, it's a very long time. So he aged quite a bit. It would have made sense to me. It made sense to me to see him as an old, frail man who's been torn up by years and years of battle because of how extreme he was in the series.
Oh yeah. Like I was just commenting on because like in the movie again, this isn't actually an issue. It's one of those things where like it's not an issue, but it's just it's one of those things that you can joke about. Like his voice is kind of funny.
Lies! Deceptions! Yeah, dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah, and like,
We'll get the truth.
I don't know yeah, like that weird tentacle monster, which oh god, but like, and also this is directed by Gareth Edwards, who I feel like is a very underutilized director nowadays, because like I don't think he's ever directed anything other than Godzilla and Rogue One, and he's fantastic at directing, like especially when it comes to size.
I think he got a lot better by the time Rogue One rolled around. I thought Godzilla was all right. I don't think it was incredible. King of Monsters hasn't come out yet, right?
No, it's been out for actually a while now, and it hasn't been doing that well in the box office.
Well, that doesn't really surprise me. I watched the trailers and I wasn't that excited. I'm still gonna watch it either way, just because like I've already seen the first movie. I might as well see if they at least learn from their mistakes. Because like the issue with the first Godzilla movie for me is that is not enough like giant monsters beating each other up. That's kind of like the whole point of a Godzilla movie. There's a bunch of like human crap that I don't care about because it doesn't matter. And they killed Bryan Cranston within like the first 30 minutes of the movie. So like by the time it got to the end, I really didn't care about what was happening.
Personally, I disagree about Godzilla, because like I've seen movies that had nothing but monster fights, like Pacific Rim, and for me, it got a little bit boring after a while. But I mean, again, that's perfectly.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you need nothing but monster fights, and honestly, I think Pacific Rim was a lot better than Godzilla. The second Pacific Rim movie sucked, but the first one was pretty fucking good.
I mean, oh.
My issue with Godzilla is that they took too much time to focus on not only multiple people, which kind of made it hard to like keep up with who was doing what and what was going on, and also the trailers really mismarketed the movie and Bryan Cranston's involvement in the movie. They really made it seem like he was almost like the main character of the movie, when really there wasn't even one main character, at least as far as people go. In the Godzilla movie, there was like 5, and I don't know why they chose to do that instead of just having Godzilla, maybe the army or whatever, Bryan Cranston or whoever, trying to save everyone as quickly as possible before Godzilla and other monsters fuck up everything, because they're gonna beat the crap out of each other.
Wow, this just turned into a Godzilla review, but like.
Oh yeah, crap. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's a great thing about film, and the opinions that come from it. But like, again, going back to Gareth Edwards. One thing that I love about Gareth Edwards is that he knows how to shoot big things. Like,
yeah, I will give him that.
Like, he puts the camera at the ground perspective. Like holy shit, the last act of Rogue One is like this is Star Wars. Like it's always been called Star Wars, but I never felt it was a war. I mean, it's not an actual issue. It's not. But it's just kind of funny that it's Star Wars, but it never felt like a war. This felt like I always like to say this. It's Dunkirk in space.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about saying that it's never felt like a war. I don't know. Episode 5 had a lot of really great space battles. Episode 6 was an entire just ground and space battle, the Rebel versus the Empire for the last time. And again, Episode 6 wasn't my favorite Star Wars movie, but I think for the most part, at least with the original sequel trilogy, you've had a good amount of action. I think Rogue One really did a great job and took it to the next level in the space battles and stuff. There was a lot of really cool stuff. I really liked the part where they had that ship that just rammed that Empire spaceship into the whole shield thing. That was awesome.
That was
and then Darth Vader.
Holy shit, Darth Vader.
That was incredible. That was amazing. I thought that was one of the best scenes in a movie of that year. He was terrifying. James Earl Jones did a fantastic job of delivering the Darth Vader lines, and he was just a menace and a threat the whole time.
I don't think Darth Vader has ever been scarier in a film. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he was.
For me, it's between this and Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, that you have the two best versions of Darth Vader. I think Empire would probably be responsible for nailing his look and what he does, because in Empire he was a real badass not to be fucked with. I mean, he froze a dude in carbonite just to attract his son so that he could fight him. He also, like, nearly choked a guy to death he did choke a guy to death just because he let one rebel ship through a blockade, which, I mean, he just was a guy that wanted things done as quickly and efficiently as possible, and if you didn't do it, he was gonna kill you.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the thing for me, what makes Darth Vader so scary in Rogue One is like legitimately how they film it all. Like I'm not going to give it away, but basically there's a scene that where like when you see Darth Vader, you like it's all dark and then his lightsaber lights up.
Yeah,
That scene,
that was a really good scene.
oh my god, yeah, that was nuts. Like, yeah. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can hear you now. Well, I mean, I couldn't not hear you, but I just want to make sure you could hear me. So yeah, Rogue One. I thought it was a really, really good Star Wars movie. I thought it was a really great war movie. Again, it gives you at least for me, anyways, it gives me enough character to care about the characters, but leaves it open a little bit more to sort of put yourself in the situation, because like there's a lot of ground shots and whatnot. I thought I thought Rogue One was really good. I'm actually, it's one of those movies that I was actually kind of surprised that it made over $1 billion, because it's like it's not like no one really wanted like no one was really clamoring for this kind of a Star Wars movie to come out, but I mean, hey, even though no one really needed this for this movie to come out, I'm really glad that it did, because like it really showed off some I'll probably even say this is like I'm not giving away the ending of this movie, but with Rogue One, the ending is ballsy, because like this is like their second, this was Disney's second attempt at a Star Wars film. And I mean, Force Awakens was really well received, and so was Rogue One. I mean, all of them have been really well received, but with Rogue One, they went so dark with this ending that I'm honestly shocked they actually had the balls to do that.
Yeah. I also, what I really enjoyed about Rogue One was the sort of tension that you saw. Like, not I wouldn't. Well, I mean, I guess some of it you could call infighting within the Empire, but the sort of tension that you got between Krennic and Tarkin, for example. Tarkin obviously wanting to go over Krennic's head, Krennic not wanting to let Tarkin get the best of him, which ultimately at the end it was irrelevant because Krennic was kind of a goof. But I really liked that it fleshed out both the Rebel Alliance and the Empire as factions with people in them that have goals and reasons for doing what they do. I think that was a really good part of this movie, and something that really kind of that they focused on.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought Rogue One was great. It's I don't know exactly where I'd rank it among the Star Wars movies, but it's pretty high up. So yeah, I definitely recommend Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.